Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Last Call BBS. I thought we'd start today with a couple Dungeons and Diagrams puzzle, and then we'll head into 20th Century Food Court later. Oh no, I haven't gotten back to Chip Wizard recently. I want to do that eventually, but I don't know. I'm more in a food court state of mind at the moment. Because Chip Wizard is hard. Let's see. I guess we don't know that either one of these is necessarily open. There's only one open in this column. I was hoping it could prove it was one of these two, but no, of course this could be open, and then these would be walls. In fact, that's the most likely event, I think. How about over here? Oh, this is a great column. There's only one wall, and it has to be next to this guy, because these can't both be open. So that's a wall. That's not a wall. That's not a wall either. And we get this. This must be the entry to the treasure room, because it's not part of the treasure room, but it has a path in. So the walls could be here and here. I mean, well, okay, so what we know is that, well, I don't know, not that much actually about where the walls are. The treasure room could go all the way to this side. I think that's possible. Or it could stop here and go all the way over to this side. That seems possible-ish, but maybe not. This 3 is... Oh, also, this 6, there's only room for one more open space in this whole wall, or column. And we know that if the treasure room were in this column, it would have more than one open space for sure. So the treasure room is not in this column. Which means this is the furthest right it can reach. And because this is the path out of the treasure room, this can't be the path out. It must be part of the treasure room. So we know the treasure room reaches exactly, this is its maximum height. It's the bottom 3 rows. And I suspect that this here is the wall of the treasure room, just because there's so many walls in this column. But I don't think it's proven yet. I just suspect it. So what if this were the wall to the treasure room? Well, we already proved that the treasure room reaches the bottom of the grid, didn't we? Yes. Which means the walls to it are along this row, and therefore not this row, but I don't know how useful that is. What about here? There's still only room for one more open space. The rest have to be walls. Right. This is open as well, because we know the last wall is one of these two. Does that help somehow? Not really. Oh, it does. It puts a wall there because there can't be a 2x2. And that clears up some of this stuff. Although not much. Oh no, that gives me this as not... This must be a wall for the same 2x2 reason. Okay. This can't be a wall. This must be a wall. And that. That clears all this up. There's only one open space in this whole row. It can't be here, because then this would be a wall. Sorry, this would be a wall, and it would be trapped. So this is a wall. Likewise, this can't be the only open space. But this, in principle, I think could be. No. Because we know this can't connect into the treasure room, and it can't be part of the treasure room, and it can't go up, because this would be a 2 by 2. So this can't be the open space in this column either. Oh, and also this row is done. I wish it like highlighted for you when you've met either the maximum or minimum number of walls in a row or column. That would make it a lot easier to spot things. Okay, so the treasure room goes out to here then, but no further, which means actually that is the other wall of the treasure room. Ta-da! Okay, that's our one dungeon in the diagram for today. On to 20th Century Food Court. Damn, here we go again. Silliest intro in the world. I like how this game is, you know, an anthology of sort of smaller puzzles. You can play this and still kind of choose what you're feeling like doing on a given day. And the puzzles are so far approachable. I mean, they're not easy, but oh god, Soda Trench was a nightmare. Anyway, Rosie's Doughnuts. These special cakes were the central part of an important employment ritual where sacred offerings were made to the god of successful careers. The round shapes with the hole in the middle symbolized the grind, the virtuous and endless cycle of work. Ooh, I have 2 new machines. How does one make a donut? Well, one of these must be a fryer, right? Maybe they're both fryers. No, wait, not machines. Tell me about... Okay. You either want 1, 6, or dozen, plain, choco, or berry, huh? So fry donuts, coat with icing, coat with candy? And stack. Well, how do I... It's really hard to read these pictures. Like, what? Does the berry one have candy on it? Now, I guess there must be chocolate icing and non-chocolate icing. I don't know. I guess let's have a look at the... We have dough and candy. And we have a fryer. So where the heck? Ah, I have 2 separate, like, icing applier machines. And then this, which sprinkles candy on, I guess? Okay, so... Well, okay, obviously the pink ones have candy on them because they're using the pink ones in the diagram. And obviously the chocolate ones have candy on them because, like, look at them, right? I think. Like, that's what those up at the top are, right? That's not just a reflection of the light. Maybe we can just bang out a quick chocolate one here and see what it looks like with and without candy and see if that clarifies it. First fry it. Okay. So give me a fryer. And I know we're gonna have to... Ooh, this is exciting. So... A simple timer is going to do for the frying, but we're going to need a new counter for like how many donuts to make, and that one's gonna have to reset this one. It'll be exciting. But we'll say, I think you have to fry it twice, right? I don't actually know. We never made donuts, but that seems about right. So when you sense it, send a -1. Eject it when it's 0. At the start, give it a +2. And now we should see what it looks like with and without. Actually, we can also say, is this a correct way to make one chocolate donut? So, step. Oh, we can't say that for a lot of reasons. Okay, stop. First of all, we didn't make a dang donut. Give me a multi-mixer, please. My best friend, the multi-mixer. So when it started, kick off the fryer timer. Oh, that goes here. And then also make a donut. And we're gonna have to dispense a tray as well, so when do we stack it? When it's all done. That makes sense. So give me a stacker. Here it is. And we'll just wire it to itself for now, for this little test. Oh, the fryer's wired up backwards? So that doesn't look like it's... This product does not match the order. Okay, so it didn't like me... Oh, hang on. We didn't put candy on it. We ran it through a candy machine, but never wired up the candy to anything, huh? Okay, so let's just do this for our test. When you send something, dispense candy to it. Oh, that's no good. Come on, I'm just trying to test. What am I trying to do exactly? I guess that. It's a lot of work for my little test here, but now the donuts can get there. With candy on, it looks about right, doesn't it? Yeah, they like that. Okay, so there is supposed to be candy on the chocolate ones. And let's just confirm that the berry ones want candy as well, although I can't imagine that they don't. Okay, and finally, let's confirm that the plain ones don't want... Hang on. If they're plain, we should just have a belt here. Let's confirm that the plain ones don't want candy. Maybe they do. This topping cannot be applied to this product. Okay, well, that solves that question. Okay, so we figured out now what the recipes are for all of the donuts. I mean, it's what we guessed they were, but the picture made it a little unclear, so it's nice to have that proven. So here, we kind of have to combine logic from previous puzzles, right? We got one where the only thing we were being asked to do was stamp out n copies of something. And we've also gotten some where we have to vary up, like, how we make the thing. Do I really have to use a scanner instead of a sensor to decide whether to put I don't think so. Because I can build basically 3 different paths from the dough machine to the stacker. One that goes straight there. Actually, we should confirm that that's what it wants the plain ones to do, right? Right, if I do this, it should be happy that's a plain donut. Not even glazed. Gross. Yes. Okay. So we can have 3 paths out of the fryer managed by a router set from the initial order. Right? And the 2 paths for candied donuts can diverge when applying the icing, and then reconverge before applying the candy. So we won't know what kind of donut we're putting candy on, but we won't care, because it definitely won't be plain. It'll be one of the other 2. And the plain ones can just go straight like this. We probably want this space that we're pointing at here to be a sensor. I mean, we're going to redesign things. Obviously, it's not going to go straight here. But when the donuts get out of the fryer, they probably should go to a sensor. Because the fryer can't send a signal when it's done frying, only when it is frying, right? And so, I don't know, we don't even need that, right? We'll already have a 0 count signal coming out of the timer that's set for the fryer. We can have that both eject the current donut and ask for a new one. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna need a lot of room for all this shenaniganry happening over here. So this all seems okay. So let's just say, like, this is our path for the trays. And we probably want the donuts to come out, like, pretty high up, right? Just so we have room for all the stuff we might do to them. Then we put a router in here, which is going to be configured by the initial order. And, you know, I genuinely think that's the only need for the plain chocolate and berry signals, is this one router, right? So we can say turn right if it's plain, go arbitrarily left for, I don't know, whatever, this way. So now this plain one we've asked for is just going to go straight over there. I don't know, maybe it doesn't have to be that complicated. The placement of this stuff anyway. There's still plenty of challenge left over here, but I guess, like, designing all this is not that bad. Let's put this, like, here or something. Here, I guess. And which side is chocolate? Chocolate is go straight. Berry is go the other way. Like that, right? Now, how do we make sure that the stacker gets the right number of items? How did we do this before with those things that had lots that I can't remember, the things at Kazan? What the hell were these things called again? Oh no. Yeah. What are they called though? Oh my god, I gotta go back out and read the text. I know it doesn't matter, but I gotta know. They're... These aren't even the ones I'm... Are these the ones I'm thinking of? So we had to make some unknown number of them? They are, right? What are we being asked to make? Pelmeni. Right, and that should be... This thing should tell me, right? Somewhere there's a Pelmeni button? Yes, okay. So how did we do this before? I had a sensor here, I guess. I see. And this thing doesn't propagate its signal to here that quickly. Right? So, bloop, the counter... The scanner is scanning, so it's sent a -1, but that doesn't happen until the next time step. Then on this time step... Well, okay. Here. It's scanning... This is still 0. Now on this time step, it sends the stacker eject. But the stacker... Before it got that message, it like stacked another Pelmeni on, I guess. So something like that, where we scan the box, not the tray, and also each donut coming in. Oh, and didn't I do a cute trick where... Wait, didn't I have a solution where I made this closer? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Isn't there a cute trick where, like, let's say I ask for, like, a ton of these things. Yeah, this counter only counts how many are currently in play. That's cool. So we don't have to, like, send the full thing over there. Okay, I remember this stuff now. So donuts, huh? And yes, we do have 2 solutions. This is the good one. We spent less money on conveyors and also on wiring, I guess. Oh, but this time I actually did, to save money, I guess, make this thing more bigger? No, this one still only counts... I don't remember why... Oh! I just wanted 6 different timer inputs instead of demultiplexing the 6 inputs into 3 channels. Okay, so both of them are still using this counting mechanism. Alright. Okay, so all of our, like, wiring right now, except for this part, was just for experimentation. We can rip out all the wires now. So we're gonna have to do more complicated stuff. First things first, I guess. Ah, right. So I guess there's... There's a problem, which is that there's no space that we could make into... that we could attach a sensor to. Although, don't sorters let you emit sense? Is that true? Yeah, sorters have a sense, so I could put a sorter here if I had to. A sensor would be cheaper, though. How much do these cost? Are they 1,000 each? They're 5,000 each. Okay. So I was thinking that I could reroute these things a little bit to come in one space higher. And then I could use a sensor instead of a sorter, which is like... Well, actually, wait a minute. It would be one more sorter and one fewer sensor. But wouldn't I have more belts then? I don't think it actually comes out that good. I think we should just put a sorter here. That counts how many objects have made it through the tray, the queue. Okay. Now these 1, 6, and dozen, these also we need only once, I think, right? Now, did I do something weird with how the counters on these work? No, they're just 1, 3, 6, and... Okay. So 1, I can't read the numbers. 6, and 12. Ah. Here's an interesting thing. In the last input, in the last time we used this counter that produced a name or a designated number of items, we could just wire the counter's positive signal to its own -1 signal, which, by the way, we have to add, because we could always safely dispense a Pilmeni. Here, that's not the case. The donuts take a moment to get ready. So... I think we need the fancy multiplexer. Our first time using the fancy multi-mixer. Because we're going to put a sorter here that detects that a donut has successfully made it out of the fryer, saying, okay, if there should be another donut, now is the time to make it. And it always wants to go left. Or I don't know. I guess it's more thematically appropriate for it to always... Yeah, this is also left? Wait. Yeah, right. It wants to go left this way. So this thing's positive will be wired up to here. And the output of that will be wired up to this thing saying decrement 1. Actually, it'll be wired up to more places, but that's one of them. And this thing's sense will be wired up to the enable on this, saying we can only actually subtract 1 if this was positive and there's something here. Okay. It seems weird that they made a sorter cost the same as a belt plus a sensor. I mean, because a sorter does like all the same stuff, plus more, in less space, right? I don't know. It seems like I should have had to make a technical decision there, and I didn't, because sorters are just good. Okay. Wait, we are allowed... we are allowed to go through... Oh, I didn't set all this up. I wanted to make another test donut and make sure we're allowed to enter the sorter from a side, but I'm pretty sure we are. And if we had to, we could reorganize to put the sorter here and belt entry all from this side. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, when this thing is positive, and this one senses something, ugh, we're not going to be able to... We need this sense to do multiple things, because it needs to also to send itself left, right? So when this senses something, it should both send itself left and also enable the Make a Donut button, if such is desired. And if this is positive, oh man, this also has to go here. So we need another multi-mixer here then? If this is positive, then first of all, try to make a donut. Sorry. First of all, let this thing go. Or wait, no. Try to decrement yourself by 1? And additionally, no matter what, make a donut. Oh, that didn't work. When this is positive... Oh yeah, don't additionally make a donut. Well, how do we tell that, do I need a sensor pointing at the fryer? That's kind of difficult. Not impossible. If I had to, even without any difficult rerouting, I could put the dispenser down here, the fryer here, and the sensor... Sorry, the dough dispenser here, the fryer here, and something pointing at it, and then route it up like that. I could do that. Or... Actually, that might even make sense in general, right? Because then it'll be really easy to rejoin this line at a convenient place. We'll have a little more room to work with, maybe? Okay, so question. Can you sense whether there's something in the fryer or not? Oh wait, the fryer has a sense. Oh, but I want the opposite of that. I don't want a sensor at all. I guess... So the problem is, in like kind of the steady state, the machine makes sense. Every time a donut goes by here, time to make another donut. But sometimes you have to make a donut when there isn't one here already. And that's the start, right? So... I think we can have start unconditionally kick off making a donut. And then have other things also kick off making a donut. I.e. this thing. So This is the Make a Donut button, and it's pressed in 2 different ways. Hello? Oh, it goes up here. By start, or there being a donut here and a desire for more to occur. So that gets our donut out. I'm a little worried about this. Why is it asking for another donut right now? This is the output. Why is this on? The enable is off. Oh, but this is an input? Okay, this is saying... Oh, I have the wrong thing wired up. Okay. This is what should make a donut. The sensor is enabled. Yeah. Okay, start should also decrease this number by 1? No. We should just decrease all of these by 1 unconditionally, and I can't tell if I've done that. I have. To account for the fact that at the start we make 1 no matter what. So now nothing's trying to make another donut. Nothing's letting this out either. Oh my god, it caught fire. Why? Oh, we unplugged the fryer's eject button. Well, okay, when that's 0, please eject. And this, when you sense, give it a -1. Oh, and at the start, no, not at the start. When we decide to make a donut, increase this by 2. And this is when we decide to make a donut, right? Actually, here. Here is when we dispense a donut. So I'll put this down here, maybe. Next to the fryer and all this stuff. So the donut got cooked properly, but this went to -1. So if we were asked to make another donut, we would be in trouble, right? We didn't make another donut. Why not? Oh, because I only asked for 1. Say I wanted 6, though. Oh, look at this. It lit up and said, make me another donut, you bitch. Okay, cool. So this donut didn't come out fried enough, and the next one's going to come out even less fried, right? It comes out the same. So there's this like off by 1 with these small timers. Maybe I should just get a big timer, even though it's a little more expensive, and use the positive side of it instead of the 0 side. Because that seems to work pretty well, and it only costs $2,000. Let's just plug it in properly here. Oh, right. No, hang on. Ah! Oh, but I don't want to eject when it's positive. I want to eject when it's not positive. when it's 0. Okay, hear me out. Let's give this thing a +1 as well to counteract the fact that we counted too low. And when we get to 0, we will both eject from the fryer and also add 1 to this thing. To restore it back to its 0 state. Uh-oh, now it says 3. What the hell? So we wanted a donut. We got... It went down to 0. So it's ejecting and also adding 1. So it reads 0 now. Oh, but it went up twice? Because there's kind of two... It takes a second. Right. Timers have a propagation delay. And if we wait, now it reads 3. Because it got too many inputs. Wait, also, right at the beginning, it reads 0, so shouldn't it be increasing itself? Which isn't what I want, but it doesn't seem to do that. This wire here should be lit up right at the beginning. But it isn't. Huh. Here's, I can make one small improvement. There you go. Plug that sensor in there. That's the candy sensor. Not really relevant to the problems I'm having. Which are how to manage this stupid fryer. The thing I don't get is, like, the timing delay on these. It makes sense that there's kind of like a tick rate of, you know, that's the same as the factory step rate. It makes sense that the timers don't update themselves instantly, because if they did, you'd get into these nasty feedback loops where, like, oh, the timer's at 0, so it increments itself, and, you know, did it send a signal to something else in that time frame or not? You know, you can't really make things work that way. So if the timer gets to 0, well, wait a minute. We have a sensor here, which is what we're using to send in the next donut anyway. Why don't we use that to reset this to the right value. Already, the make a donut machine is sending us a +2. But instead of the machine sending itself a signal, which is vulnerable to this double counting phenomenon, we can have this send a signal. When they get here, send another +1 to cancel out the third -1 that this thing suffered from. So what's current? So this is, yeah. So we can just wire this up directly. 0 goes here to eject. And this should come from sensor B, no, sorter B, which is here. It's already got this. So give that a +1? I'm not deleting this because I'm sure I'll need more. And now it reads 2 again. Ah, this should be wired up to always send itself out, of course. That's what the multiplexer will be for. Because remember, this has to also send a signal to something else to count how many we're supposed to box up. But for now, we'll just wire it to itself. Oh, and the stacker shouldn't be wired to itself anymore. That was just for testing. So we can make arbitrarily many donuts of the same kind now. And if someone were to ask for a chocolate donut, we would make that successfully, right? Yep. Cool. Okay, so all we have to do now is finish up the counting. Actually, here's a question. So if someone asks for exactly one donut, which is order number 4, we do just make the 1. And if they ask for 6, how many do we make? So I think we're making the right number. We just have to count them as they leave to know that we're done. That's number 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we're making exactly the right order. We just have to know when it's finished. And we solved that already on the last puzzle. Or not the last one, but that recent one with Dilmeny? Something like that. This is a weird multiplexer. Why is it only doing one thing? When this is positive... Huh. Maybe I could just wire it directly. I don't know yet. I'll leave it in for now. So we need one more counter. A small one, counting how many items are not yet ready on the tray that should be. And it just needs +1 and -1 buttons. And start should press +1 once to account for the tray. Where's my stacker? Here it is. And this thing should send a +1 to account for there's now a new donut on the loose. And this thing should send a -1, right? And that might be it. So let's say we ask for 6 chocolate donuts. This now says there are 2 things, 1 thing, pending. Yeah. This is looking good. Uh-oh, I'm making too many. A minute ago I wasn't. What happened? Right? And it's definitely the 6 order. I thought a second ago I made the right number of donuts. And I don't think I've changed any of the inputs to the thing that dispenses donuts. Just to this other thing that counts donuts, right? Okay, so let's watch this counter here. It's still positive, so that all makes sense. This should be the last donut, right? There's 4 here and 2 on the loose. But it's still making a donut. Why? This thing is coming from here? Okay, it makes sense. I did just recently fiddle with this. I must have grabbed the wrong multi-mixer or something. But I thought the one I fiddled with was this one? I don't know. So what's happening right now? There are no donuts to make, and yet we chose to make a donut because this was on, which is on because this was on, which is on because there's a donut here. So anytime there's a donut here, we make a donut. Well, that's obviously wrong. But, okay, good news. We are increasing the counter on this thing to account for the donut we're incorrectly making. So that's nice. So what should happen up here? Why should we not be making a donut? So the sorter here is sensing something, and that means that we should be allowed to make a donut if the count demands it. But the count doesn't demand it. This should be the thing that controls a donut. Oh, I see. This wire here I reused. But this mixer here is the same as start. So at the start, we trigger this and make a donut unconditionally. I remember that. And so that's what's happening here is we are falsely triggering a new start condition. We definitely shouldn't have this wire going here. But where should it go? What is this wire for? It's for adding 1 to this. But that should only happen when we actually make a donut, which is this one, not when we're thinking of maybe making a donut. I think? No. Then I have this thing mixed up, connected to itself. That's dreadful. Okay, so I guess there are... There are 2 reasons to increment this, aren't there? So we need another mixer there. We can either increment it because we made a donut, or because we spat out the tray. So it was right for start to go in here. Don't be so dramatic. Ah. But it's also right for making a donut to go in there. It's not right to... Wait a minute. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but at the start, is this going to result in sending a 2 in here or no? It's not, right? Yes, this is erroneous. Because I need to increment it by 1 extra at the start. But the problem is, at the start, I'm both sending a tray and making a donut. But I think it's fine. We could just have this sensor incremented instead of the donut actually being made. So this wire can go. And sensor B's sense can be wired up to here, which is what we did before, except I wired it up to the same mixer that was also telling us what to do at start, which included making a donut. So now the scanner's just waiting for 1 thing, but now it's waiting for 2, just in time, right? Okay, this is looking better, I think. I've lost count of donuts. This should be the last one, though, right? Yeah, and it is. Oh, how exciting. Okay, now let's make sure the plain donuts still work. We changed the timing of things. And so the donut... Well, okay. I guess it does. Alright, so let's just hit play and run all the tests. I don't know if I want to sit here on slow mode watching them all get made. But I do want to watch, like, the 6 at least. Yeah, this is fine. Even the plain donuts don't make it through here fast enough to arrive at this sorter before this sorter announces there's a new donut coming. Any unnecessary mixers or something? Yes, this one isn't doing anything. We could just wire it up directly to here. Alright, I think we made donuts. About average on cost and time, huh? Interesting. The donut was kind of a sweetened fried dough used as a reward for or motivational tool by local rulers. And are we any better? Makes you think. Someone says it's tasty. Doesn't seem that hard to make these. Don't know what the big deal is. Well, screw you, Kingfisher999. I didn't have an easy time. So we're taking about as long as most people. A few geniuses did it faster, which good for them. Some people did it quite a bit cheaper, I assume by improving the wiring. I feel like our timing, though... The most obvious improvement to timing would be if we could dispense... Oh, hang on. when we're done with the first donut, we don't dispense one like as it's leaving the fryer. We wait till it's out of the fryer. So there's a little gap here that doesn't have to exist. So we could tighten up that timing somehow. But it's not very easy. I'm not going to worry about it. Phew. Alright, it's been an hour, but, like, I'm an idiot, so let's wrap up with some Dungeons and Diagrams. Easy. Ah! Nope, that's what I get for saying it was easy. Can't even draw a straight line, dummy. Ah, this is good. This can't be the only wait. This can't be the only wall is what I meant to say. There has to be a wall between the two treasure rooms. Has to go down at least this far. That has to be a wall or there'd be a 2x2 and then we get this column. I'm really unhappy now. I screwed up the treasure rooms. Start over. What did I do wrong? I'm pretty happy with all of this, I think. This is all open, which means this guy's found his dead end. We need to put those in. That finishes the column. We have to do this, right? That can't be a wall. Neither can that. So then I started looking at this 3 column, and I thought it was interesting, right? This can't be the wall, so it's not. And this has to be the wall. And now the treasure rooms are broken, right? Treasure rooms are always 3x3 with a single entrance and a single chest. And there's no room for this to be the treasure room, is there? Oh, no, I see. Of course there is. There can't be 2x2s outside of treasure rooms. And putting here obviously breaks the puzzle, so this is inside the treasure room. Great. So this is all inside the treasure room then, and we have to go like this. This can't be the exit from the treasure room, and also we need a third wall in the column. These have to be the 2 walls for the row. Likewise, this row. This can't be a dead end, so it's got to be a wall. In fact, this is all walls. So that's the exit from the treasure room, and the treasure room can't connect to another treasure room, so there's a wall there. This is the exit to that treasure room, so this is walled off. This avoids a 2x2. I must have ruined something, huh? This guy's... impossibly... well... what... Okay, so... I'm reasonably certain that all that was fine. There has to be all walls here for this 5. Which means this is all part of the treasure room as well. Treasure rooms can't connect. Plus we need 2 walls in these rows. That's the exit. Treasure rooms can't connect. That's the exit. Wall off the treasure room. This can't be a 2x2. These aren't walls. Oh, this has to all be wall. But then this guy's... Okay, I clearly screwed this up. Reset again. This is all like a given, basically. There has to be a wall between the treasure rooms, which means the treasure room goes up there. So this is all part of the treasure room. So this is all like that. Now there's 5 here. So this is the shape of the treasure room. Because the chest's in the corner, there's only one way for it to happen. We need 2 in each of these rows. That has to be a wall. This is the way out. Treasure rooms. Ah! I was saying treasure rooms can't connect to each other, which is true, but this isn't the treasure room. This is the exit from the treasure room. It very well could go here. Okay. I think that resolves my problem. We need walls here and here for this column. Likewise here. That looks much more promising. In fact, they do and must connect. Okay, there you go. Good old Salzburg gold vaults, I guess? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.